Hi, today I'm reviewing the Becca Ultimate Coverage 24-Hour Foundation. And really quick, I just want to say I purchased all these products with my own money, so you know you can trust. My opinion is what I honestly believe. So Becca has kind of done a relaunch of this foundation. It's been out for a while, but she recently relaunched it with a little bit updated packaging and several different shades. She's kind of extended the shade range, which is always good. The more shade options, the better, and the more likely it is you'll find something that matches you perfectly. The shade I initially picked up, I think it was Sand. It was a little too dark, so then I went back and exchanged it for Ivory, which is what I have right now. And I'm thinking that's a little too light, so definitely going to have to go to the store next time and play around with them a lot more. But anyway, I'm going to review with the color Ivory. So anyway, I'm just going to let you guys know my thoughts on it based on my Sarah score scale. And my first criteria is packaging, and I gave them a thumb up for that. This is obviously the full size. It comes in a nice glass pump bottle. I love pump bottles. They make it so much easier to dispense products. And also the clear glass kind of lets you know where you're at in the bottle based on fullness a little bit, unless you shake it a lot, but very classy, nice and modern looking. So the packaging is very nice. And it's obviously got the Becca logo on the top. My second criteria is alcohol, and this does not contain any denatured alcohol, which is a very good thing. Denatured alcohol dries skin, causes free radical damage, and sometimes cell death. So better off avoiding it, especially in larger amounts. My number 3 criteria is fragrance, and this product is fragrance free, and it really has no scent at all. So I know there's a lot of products that are fragrance free but still have kind of a scent. This has no scent at all, which is a very good thing. My 4th criteria is the manufacturing location, and this is made in Italy, which I can't remember where all the other Becca products I reviewed are made, but I'd like to go check that factory out. So number 5 is ease of use, and it's very easy to use. I personally had best luck using a damp beauty blender because it is a very, very full coverage foundation. So it does take a little bit of effort to smooth, and you want to work fast because this sets so quickly. And it kind of has almost like a waxy texture to it once it sets. So using a damp beauty blender was the easiest way to go for me to apply it easily and move it. So you're going to want to start on one section of the face and work instead. Some people I know just start dots all over and then blend it. This one you're going to want to do one section at a time because it does set almost immediately. So yeah, so and then a beauty blender also, a damp one helps kind of even things out in certain areas. On to number 6, which is antioxidants and pigmentation. And this product isn't heavy on antioxidants. Actually, it doesn't have, for a foundation, it doesn't have a very long ingredient list. But the pigmentation is very high. As you can see, one little dot could cover my entire hand. So the pigmentation is very high. And I also love that they've extended the shade range to give you some more options, which is always a good thing. Even though I haven't been lucky finding my best shade yet, the more options, the better, just because people come in so many different colors and skin tones. So good on the pigmentation. Number 7 is animal testing, and Becca is still cruelty-free as far as I know, despite being acquired by Estee Lauder within the last couple of years. So on to number 8, which is performance. And for me, this performed quite well. It's definitely full coverage, definitely lasts 24 hours. It does require a little bit of tenacity when you remove it at the end of the day. I had the best luck using an oil-based cleanser to remove it, and my Foreo Fofo brush, which I reviewed. The only issue I had a little bit is depending on what primer I used, I did notice this kind of accentuated some of the fine lines. The best luck I had using this was with a hydrating primer underneath. When I tried to use a mattifying primer, that's when it kind of accentuated some fine lines and a little bit of dry patches. I honestly had the best luck using this on top of the Becca Backlight Primer and the Smashbox Radiance Primers. Those were the ones I had the best luck with because it gives you more of a hydrating base, since this is so full coverage. And so set so fast. So using kind of a hydrating primer underneath was the one I had the best results with. So, and I almost didn't even need a setting powder because once you put it on, it sets to a nice, very, very matte finish. So On to number 9, which is the price, and it is pricey. This is the full size, which is 1 ounce, and at the normal price, it sells for $44. Although, always watch for coupons on Ulta and Becca. Lots of times they have coupons, but it is pricier, although a little bit can go a long way with this one. And then on to my number 10 criteria, which is the it factor. And I like the fact that they have a nice big shade range. I like the fact that it's full coverage, but this isn't a foundation for everyone. You really have to find a primer that works well with it. And the other thing to keep in mind that this one doesn't have any SPF in it, so you're also going to have to work in a sunscreen at some point in your routine. And sometimes things that are very full coverage and set quickly don't necessarily work the best with layers of product underneath. So it's more work. This foundation is more work than a lot of other foundations I've used. But once you spend that time and effort, it definitely lasts all day. So if you have something going on that you're going to be out all day and all night, this might be a good special occasion foundation, but not necessarily the easiest for just a quick day out or running errands, things like that, because you really have to do the work before you put this on, in my opinion. So, and if you have dry or oily skin, you might not like having to use a hydrating primer underneath it. But if you use something too mattifying, this just kind of gets lost in that and can be too tough to blend. So it definitely requires a little bit of effort. And like I said, if you have super dry skin or a lot of wrinkles, sometimes it can accentuate that if you don't use a good primer with it. That's the key to this foundation. So, and of course, you're going to have to work in a sunscreen at some point too. So it's a little bit tricky, but sometimes the results are worth the work. So overall, this got an 8 out of 10 on the Sarah Square scale, which is pretty good. Just remember, it's very full coverage. So if you like a medium, this is very full. So just keep that in mind. And it's so pigmented that it's almost impossible to really dilute it down or make it more sheer. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm interested if you guys have had a chance to try this one out yet or not, or if you've picked up any of the new shades. Which one did you pick out and how did you like it? So leave a comment. I love hearing from you guys. Feel free to subscribe if you're not already. I come with at least one new review every day. And as always, check out nobsbeauty.net and the Amazon link below. And if you like this review, give it a thumb up if you want to help support the channel. Thank you so much, guys.